Welcome to Organizing with Ease, where we simplify and organize our lives for the better. I'm Diana Moll, your host, here to guide you towards a more organized and enriching life. Together, let's explore practical strategies, inspiring stories, and expert advice to simplify every aspect of our lives. Are you ready to embark on this journey with ease? Let's start.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Organizing with Ease. I'm Diana Moll, and I'm so thrilled to continue our June series dedicated to helping you get summer ready and organized. If you're joining us for the first time, I welcome you. In our previous episodes, we tackled organizing morning routines, family calendars, kitchens, and outdoor spaces. Today, we're focusing on the often overlooked garage. A well-organized garage can be a game changer for maximizing efficiency and storage, especially if your end goal is to park your car in the garage. Let's dive into transforming your garage into a functional and tidy space. But again, before I start, I have to apologize for my voice. It's a little bit off again. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on with my sinuses lately, but I do apologize. I'm here with you every Thursday at 8 a.m., so I thank you for tuning in. And again, my apologies for my voice being a little bit off, but let's start. Before we start organizing, it's truly essential to assess your garage. Understanding the space and its current state will definitely help you plan effectively. What steps are there for your garage? Well, just remember how we talked about the steps for the outdoor patio area. It's a little bit on the similar motion exactly for the garage, but let's go step by step for the garage. We want to take inventory. We want to list all the items in your garage, from the tools to the sports equipment, to the seasonal decorations, to the gardening supplies, to any cleaning supplies. You want to identify the items that are broken, outdated, and are no longer needed. We want to then identify the usage areas. And what do I mean by that? We want to determine how different areas of your garage are being currently used, or better yet, how they could be used. For example, do you have space allocated for your tools? What about your sports gear? What about gardening? What about holiday decorations, etc., etc.? And also if you have entertainment, again, like for folding chairs, folding tables, you might have also entertainment platters. However you have identified your usage areas, it's really important to get that down right before you start measuring for the space. For each of our garages, we have all sorts of different shapes and sizes, from single car to 2-car to 3-car. Sometimes they are air conditioned, some things that we also have inside that actually takes up space because of the fact that you have also your water heater. That's a stationary item. You might have your electrical. You might actually have tiles as well left over that you keep in the garage as opposed to keeping them outside. Again, every area and every storage of garage is handled differently, but this is truly something that you do have to go over no matter what. Then you measure the space so that you can understand its true dimensions, because there are some things that need to stay in place, just like a water heater, right? When you start planning for the storage solutions, make sure that everything fits perfectly, especially if the end goal is to make room for your car or cars. A great way to actually help you get a visual is, again, to sketch it out, lay it out, making sure that you indicate all the different types of zones that you have specific activities and storage for. This will give you an actual visual plan, making the organizing process so much more manageable. Once you've assessed your garage, it's time to what? Of course, it's that time again to declutter. A clutter-free garage is crucial for creating an organized and functional space for all. So how do we declutter effectively? Again, we want to find and sort the items into categories. We want to get all the similar items together, again, such as your tools, your sports equipment, which also would include any bikes or any water sports as well, skis as well. Holiday decorations. This helps in identifying duplicates and unnecessary items. Once you have them all sorted and you find them, you now need to evaluate each one. Ask yourself if you used them in the past year. If not, consider donating, recycling, or discarding it. But you have to truly be honest of what is truly needed, especially if you have kids and they're growing up, and sometimes they phase out of some of those sports equipments, and or it might be too small, especially if you have rollerblades and they can't wear them anymore. So then that might be time for you to maybe donate or pass on to maybe another sibling or maybe another family member or neighbor. Consider seasonal storage. These are what we would consider year-round bins or boxes. And of course, we want to label them clearly and keep them in an easily accessible area. I definitely like the fact that now they have retractable garage ceiling storage, which is really wonderful as a space saver. It's actually one of those perfect garage organizers. And I'll list a sample in the show notes just to give you an idea. If this is something that you had not considered before, this is something that you might want to look into. The U.S. Department of Energy reports that 25% of people with two-car garages have so much stuff stored in them that they can't even park a car inside. Well, that's just really sad to hear, but it's a true fact. So that's why we're talking about this, so that we can have a clean and clutter-free garage. Now, with your garage now decluttered, the next step is to what? To clean. Yes, I know. It's one of those things that it's part of the process. A clean garage not only looks better, but it also creates a healthier and safer environment, especially with all those tools. We want to sweep and dust. Start by sweeping the floor, dusting off those shelves and surfaces. This actually removes any dirt, dust, and those infamous cobwebs. We want to wash any surfaces. Again, do the same thing. If you can, hose it all out if you really wanted to. That's when you take everything out and then wipe down your shelves and cabinets with any other surfaces that you might have. If you already have established organizing bins or cabinets, the same thing applies. You definitely want to also wipe them down just so that it can get that summer fresh feel. Once you do that, then of course you have to then start to clean and organize your tools and equipment, making sure that there's no rust. And if they are rusty, then you might want to look into taking care of that, wiping down and putting them all back into place. Consider using anti-slip mats or floor coverings to keep your garage clean and safe. And again, I always like to promote those eco-friendly cleaning products to protect your environment and your health for your family. So for me, I have to tell you, I have to clean my garage. Literally, it seems to be more of a frequency than I had thought before. But now that I'm talking about this to you, it seems as though my garage gets a little bit more dirty and dusty every time my neighbor gets his yard cleaned. I think they blow in all that stuff, and for some odd reason, it winds up in my garage. So just to let you know, I do have to sweep out my garage more often than I care to say, but I do. Because now that my garage is clean, it's now time to what? Organize. The key to a functional garage is to create dedicated zones for the different activities and to use smart storage solutions. Why are zones so important? Creating zones in your garage helps keep everything in order and makes it easier to find when you need it. It also maximizes the use of space, it reduces clutter, and overall enhances its efficiency. Having designated areas for specific items of activities prevents the chaos of everything mixed together and makes the garage much more functional and safer for the whole family. This is especially important if you want to ensure there's enough space to, again, at the end goal is to park your car. So, how do we create and maintain garage zones? So, you might say, okay, let's start creating a zone. So, we'll start with the tool zone. This is where you store all of your tools, your hardware, any related equipment here. You could use pegboards, hooks, toolboxes to keep everything organized. Shelves and cabinets can hold larger tools and power equipment as well. Then you can move on to a sports gear zone. This allocated space is for your sports equipment like bikes, soccer balls, paddle boards, snorkels, fins, diving gear, etc. Use wall-mounted racks and hooks to keep them off the floor and easily accessible for the kids. Then you want to move on to a gardening zone to keep all your gardening supplies, including your tools, fertilizer, and pots in one area. Use shelving units and clear bins for smaller items and pegboards for hanging tools. Then you want to move on to your holiday decor zones or decorations. Store seasonal items in clearly labeled bins. Use overhead storage for items that are only used once a year to free up space below. You definitely want to consider creating a kid zone. Create a kid-friendly area where they can easily assess their summer sports equipment. Use lower shelves and bins for items like snorkels, fins, and soccer balls, making it easy for them to grab and go. Also consider in the garage vertical storage. This maximizes wall space by not only installing shelves, pegboards, and hooks, but it also keeps everything clear from the floor, and it makes it easy for everyone to have access. Wall-mounted racks are perfect for sports equipment, while hooks can be used for bikes, paddle boards, and other large items. You could also consider taking into consideration incorporate multifunctional furniture using cabinets or workbenches that are built in for storage. This helps keeps your tools and supplies organized and out of sight. Multifunctional furniture also saves space and keeps your garage looking quite tidy. Just like we do in our outdoor spaces now and inside our home, we also definitely want to label everything. We want to label marking those bins, the shelves, and the cabinets. This makes it also easy for everyone to find what they need and ensures that everything goes back to its designated place. It's also very crucial in the garage, considering that a lot of times some of these bins we don't use as often, so labeling actually helps us remember what we had placed in those bins. If you wish, you could always use the clear bins for visibility. That actually helps for the visibility of each and to know what's inside of them. Also, you can use clear bins for the smaller items, such as for your tools section. If you wanted to use it also for the screws, the nails, the gardening gloves, this allows everyone to know exactly where to put those small screws back. Overhead storage that I had mentioned before, also utilizing the ceiling saves space, and also you can store larger items there like camping gear, holiday decor, and actually even suitcases. That actually helps keep everything and your floor area uncluttered and clear from all that extra chaos that we seem to always bring into the garage. You can also have a dedicated work area, and that could be for a specific work area like a workbench, proper lighting, of course, and tool storage. Keeping your work area organized and ensures safety and efficiency. I will list a couple of product recommendations. You could do a Gladiator gear track pack. You could use a heavy duty welded steel garage cabinets that offer storage solutions for tools and supplies. Of course, the Rubbermaid Fast Track garage, clear storage bins, Sterilite, also the black big bins and yellow tops are quite popular for the garage, and you can actually find those in Home Depot. I will again link these all into the show notes. According to the Wall Street Journal, organized garages can improve home sales prices by 5 to 10%. Keeping your garage organized does require regular maintenance. With just a few simple strategies, you can keep it looking great year round. Now, you ready? Here we go. Some maintenance tips for your garage. Again, daily tidy up could be just when to put away your tools and equipment right after use. This really helps prevent the clutter because these items are quite large, and it's also a safety matter as well. Weekly cleanup, dedicate some time each week if you can, if not every other 2 weeks, to keep the floors nice and clean and just to sweep them down. Of course, again, I would actually do this monthly, but I unfortunately have to do it every 2 weeks. Like I had mentioned of my neighbors, just keeps bringing in that dirt and that dust, and that just is horrible. Anyway, because then just think whatever you have and you wear on your shoes, or if you like to say you go barefooted real quick in the garage, hopefully not, that you track back inside the house. That's why it's always nice to keep those floors nice and clean. Once a month, again, do a thorough cleaning, including washing the floors if you have a chance, and maybe just reevaluating and organizing some of the shelving. Again, seasonal organization at the beginning of each season. Review your garage items and storage. You want to store away the seasonal items and make sure everything is in good condition for the months ahead. Again, long-term organization. Encourage your family members to maintain the garage. Make it like a team effort, keeping it tidy and neat so that everything stays that way and stays functional, especially the kids section and the sports, especially during the summer months, right? Use a checklist again if you would like. You can actually keep it on your phone if you want to. It's an easy on top of maintenance task, and this ensures that nothing gets overlooked and helps you stay organized throughout the year. I like to keep a little whiteboard in the garage just so I could write down some items, just so that know if I need to restock or to repair anything. This helps us and my family stay on top of those maintenance tasks. Another tip is also if you want to set it on a reminder on your phone, that also helps as well. It keeps track of, again, what you need to get done if there are small maintenance areas in the garage that needs to be attended to. According to the report of NAPO, which is National Association of Professional Organizers, maintaining an organized space can save over an hour a day in lost items and improve overall productivity. An organized garage can truly enhance your home's functionality and efficiency, making it a valuable and enjoyable space for the whole family. By assessing your garage, decluttering, cleaning, organizing, and maintaining it, you can transform it into a well-organized, efficient, and functional area, especially if your goal, again, is to park your car in the garage. Following these steps will ensure you make the most of your space. So stay with us next week as we continue our summer series and staying focused on our home maintenance for your house, including what needs to be checked and repaired. Have a fantastic week and happy organizing.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to Organizing with Ease podcast on your favorite podcast platform and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more listeners like you who are passionate about living their best lives. And remember, a new episode comes out every Thursday at 8 a.m. So mark your calendar and join us. Until next week, take care and keep shining bright.